Welcome back to our office administration class. Today we'll be looking at written communication. Now, what is written communication? Written communication use written forms such as text to communicate with each other. So basically, written communications are using text such as letters and numbers to communicate with each other. One person might write or type a message, and the other person will have to read that message and respond to that message. That is written communication. Forms of written communication. So there are many forms or means which we can communicate by written means. For example, we have the memorandum, written report, newsletters, questionnaires, notices, press release, and advertisements. So let's look at a memorandum. A memorandum, or a memo, which is called in a shortened form, is a brief written message used for communicating within an organization. The tone of a memo is less formal than a letter. It does not begin with dear or end with yours. A memo can be used to convey information, ask for information, give instructions, and make report. So basically, a memo is used within an organization to transmit messages in a written form. And it's not so formal as a letter where you have to write dear sir or dear madam and you end off with yours faithfully or your truly. It does not include that. And it's used to convey information. For example, if you have some information that needs to be shared around the organization, or some instruction, or you're asking someone to do something, a memo is used to do that. So let's look at an example of a memorandum. So memorandum consists of the following parts. It must have a heading, the body of the memorandum. It should have an initial where the authorized person who is writing the memorandum places their initial, and a place for any notifications or any extra note that needs to be conveyed within the memorandum. So let's look at the different parts. First, we need to have the heading. We must have a label, memorandum or memo at the top, so we can know that it's a memos being circulated within the organization or the company. It must follow by the person who it is being addressed to. If it's addressed to a singular person or is addressed to all staff. It must have who it's from. The reference number. The reference number is basically used for filing. How they store the memo, or what number they store the memo, or what file they store the memo in the organization. It must have the date that the memo is sent. Then we move on to the subject. The memo must have a subject heading, so the person reading it will know what the memo is about. Then it will have the body of the message, which will be talking about the subject. Then it will have a place where the person who's sending the memo place their initials. For example, you could see the memo is from Peter Luke. At the bottom there, he put his initial. And last in the memo, there's a space for any notifications to be placed there. For example, the CC mean that although this letter is sent to Adele's Joan, it is also seen by Kelly Sims and Adish Ramjitan. They have to see this letter, or they have to pass through this memo, have to pass through them, or they also have to see this memo. Now let's talk about written reports. Now, written reports is a document that communicates the findings of some individual or a group accurately, clearly, and logically. It is prepared after an investigation is done. A report should be written in a formal style and should conclude by recommending a course of action. So basically, a report is a written form of communication which can be done by one person or a group of persons, and it must be done clearly, accurately, and logically. They must report facts. And it's normally done after an investigation or somebody observes something. It is normally done after that. They report the facts, they write the facts. And at the end of the report, after you finish writing the facts or your findings, you need to end off the report by making a recommendation, any recommendation that you see that could be related to your findings. Now in your OASB, you have to write up reports and you have to do recommendations and also write about the findings. So it's good time to get some practice writing reports. Let's move on to newsletters. A newsletter is a regular published document that may be used to communicate information about organizational development, achievements, events, profile of staff members, and so on. So a newsletter is normally published by an organization and it's done to mention their developments, or if they have an extension or have any promotion going on, or their achievements or any special events. They may also have a part or section where they introduce their staff members and write an article about various staff members for various accomplishments. Another way of written communication is questionnaires. A questionnaire is an instrument used in research design to gather information from correspondence. It is a form that is designed to get information by presenting a set of specific questions. So a questionnaire is designed to gather information. It is normally done in a written form, which a person may follow up or answer, and they have to respond either orally or they might write their answer or may have a checklist. So it's a written form that has specific question to what the person want to find out. Notices. A notice is an announcement that contains information about an event such as date, time, and venue. Press release. A press release is a document that is sent to the media. It is designed to stimulate the interest of a journalist or reporter. Advertisement. An advertisement is an announcement in the print, broadcast, or electronic media. Advertisements are used to attract attention, persuade the audience, influence actions, and make decisions or provide information. I hope that you have learned something in this video. Keep doing your own research, keep doing your own reading. Stay safe, and I will see you in the next video.